Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, A Thorn in My Side. The man who rules the world takes on an agent from the CIA from the Black Boule in this action-packed all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes' A Thorn in My Side at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. Pizza delivery woman allegedly stabbed a pregnant woman 14 times because she allegedly got a $2 tip.
This morning, new details on the case of a pizza delivery turned into attempted murder. Investigators in Osceola County say this woman, 22-year-old Brianna Alvelo, was a delivery worker. She dropped off a pizza delivery at the Riviera Motel just off of 192 on Sunday, December 22nd. According to her arrest report, the victim was in town to celebrate her boyfriend's birthday along with her 5-year-old daughter. On the night of the crime, she had ordered food for a total of $33.10, giving Alvelo $2 as a tip. Investigators say the suspect did not like the amount she received. Later that night, investigators say Alvelo came back to the motel along with a man while both were wearing face masks. They forced their way into the room and attacked the victim. Investigators say Alvelo stabbed the pregnant woman 14 times, and all of that happened while the victim's 5-year-old daughter was watching. The pair then took off. According to the arrest report, investigators were able to trace the suspect's vehicle based on her files at the pizza place she was working for. Alvelo was arrested and now faces multiple charges, including attempted murder and kidnapping.
Now, in this alleged incident that took place at the Riviera Motel in Kissimmee, Florida, Melinda Irizarry and her 5-year-old daughter were waiting for a pizza delivery. And as the pizza delivery came and Melinda Irizarry looked to pay for the order, she gave the driver, Brianna Alvelo, a 22-year-old woman, a $2 tip on a $33 order, and sadly that wasn't enough money to please Brianna Alvelo for this pizza delivery. And sadly, Brianna Alvelo was feeling so upset about only getting a $2 tip for this pizza delivery that she wound up escalating her behavior to an act of terrorism by going out here and looking to plan a home invasion of this hotel room with a male accomplice, and hours later came back dressed in black with a mask over her face and with that male accomplice, and they came to the hotel room. The man had a firearm and used this to basically force himself into the room, and as he forced himself into the room, he then was told to go into a bathroom, basically to cover that room, and cover that room as Brianna went out here and allegedly went out here and attacked this woman, Melinda Irizarry, attacked Melinda Irizarry with a knife in front of her 5-year-old daughter, attacked her in front of her 5-year-old daughter, and as she attacked the woman in front of her 5-year-old daughter, this is where Melinda Irizarry suffered serious injuries, and as she suffered serious injuries, what happened was eventually after police were called and she was taken to the hospital, this is where Melinda Irizarry sadly found out that she was pregnant with another child, and as police did their own investigation, eventually they were able to track down this woman who participated in this crime, Brianna Alvelo, and as they tracked down Brianna Alvelo based on the car that she was driving and the evidence as related to the records of the pizza deliveries, she was arrested and charged with home invasion with a firearm, attempted murder, kidnapping, and aggravated assault, and is now currently being held at the Osceola County Jail and will possibly again be in jail until trial. Now, the police in Kissimmee, Florida, see the behavior of Brianna Alvelo as an isolated incident, But when I take a critical examination of the alleged behavior of Brianna Avello, it definitely fits the pattern and profile for feminist indoctrinated women that I talk about in my book, The Woman Crisis. And it looks like to me that Brianna Avello felt entitled to more money than she deserved as related to that tip, and because she felt entitled to more money than $2, this is why she became incensed to the point where she went out here and looked to participate in this crime of looking to do harm to this woman who basically was looking to go out here and get some pizza for her daughter and herself as related to the holidays. All this woman, Melinda Azari, wanted to do was just go out here and have a nice dinner with her 5-year-old daughter, and sadly, all of that basically wound up getting disrupted, all because this woman, Brianna Avello, got caught up in her feelings, got so caught up in her feelings over $2, she couldn't see the value of more important things, one mainly being human life, because when it comes to human life, we're supposed to see human life as having the highest value, and when it comes to things like your intangibles, you're supposed to be able to understand how to maintain your self-control and maintain your self-control so that you can preserve your intangibles of womanhood, such as your dignity, your self-respect, and your freedom, because the whole thing is that this woman put the value of $2 over the value of more important things like human life, more important things like her dignity, because she was willing to sacrifice her dignity as related to that $2. She was willing to sacrifice her freedom over that $2. She was willing to sacrifice her ability to make a living more than that $2. And because she was caught up in her feelings, she didn't really think about the consequences of her actions. She didn't think about the consequences of her actions, sadly, because this woman was so caught up in her feelings and acting on the impulses of those feelings that she could not really think about things as related to having the foresight to see how these actions would impact her in the long term. No, what happened here with this woman, Brianna, is that she just basically was out here acting on impulse, and again acting on the impulse as related to her anger over this $2, and acting on the impulse of that $2 that she wasn't, again, critically thinking about the bigger picture of things, because in a day, a pizza delivery person, again, you go out here and you do a delivery, yeah, you might get a tip for $2, and that may not make you happy, but in the bigger picture of things, you still have a job, and you have other opportunities to go out here and make more money if you can maintain the intangible that you have, which is your freedom. If a person can go out here and maintain the intangible of their freedom, they can go out here and have opportunities to make more money. But that whole concept basically flew over the head of Brianna Avello, who was not, again, critically thinking about the big picture of things, not critically thinking about the big picture of basically making a living, because any critical thinker would sit there and say, hey, okay, this person, they may have given me a $2 tip, but that I have other opportunities to go out here and make more money, and I have other opportunities to go out here and make more money if I go out here and I navigate through my emotions as related to what I think is a slight, what she thought was a slight as related to this. She could have just basically, again, had the feeling of being slighted as related to that tip and not acted on those feelings, and would have been able to continue on going on with her day, going out here continuing to work again as related to doing more jobs and making more money. She would have had the freedom to do that, but no, what happened here with Brianna Avello is she decided to get upset about this tip, to the point where she looked to, again, seethed in anger and then acted on her emotions to the point where she recruited a male accomplice to go out here and participate in terrorizing this woman, Melinda Azari, at her at this hotel looked to terrorize this woman, thought she could possibly get away with terrorizing this woman because this was just one of these motels and nobody would know it was them. However, this woman was so caught up in her feelings she couldn't see the pattern she was leaving behind as related to things. I mean, there was already a trail to say that she was the one who did the delivery. She was assigned the delivery. Moreover, there was video cameras to see the exact same car come into the parking lot 2 times. So this woman was leaving a trail of evidence as related to herself, a whole trail of evidence as related to herself that would lead to her going from being a woman who was delivering pizzas to someone who has been delivered to the Osceola County Jail and will possibly be convicted of this crime and delivered to the Osceola County or the Florida prisons, where she will basically be delivered and then served to Betty, Martha, Big Betty, and Big Lou, and possibly having to spend the next couple of years inside of that penitentiary, possibly playing spades for Little Debbie snack cakes, ramen noodles, packets of Crystal Light lemonade, packets of Crystal Light tea, off-brand lemon lime drink, off-brand grape drink, off-brand fruit punch, off-brand orange drink, off-brand apple juice, off-brand Oreo cookies, off-brand duplex cookies, off-brand chocolate chip cookies, off-brand vanilla wafers, off-brand ginger snaps, off-brand sugar wafers, Hunt snack pack puddings, Fritos chips, packets of soy sauce, packets of sriracha sauce, hot and sour pickles, Velveeta cheese, all sorts of Taster's Choice coffee, Kava coffee. I mean, she's going to be traded for all of the commissary, all while she's working for $1 an hour at the most and 10 cents an hour. I mean, this woman has gone from a $15 an hour minimum wage job in Florida and tips to go with it as a delivery person to being delivered to the prison, and where she's going to be working for 10 cents an hour to $1 an hour. And that's what happens when you don't go out here and critically think about a situation. This is what happens when you don't think critically about things as related to the bigger picture of things, or have the foresight to see, hey, there's a bigger picture to this. When it comes to service jobs, yeah, you may feel slighted that somebody didn't give you the tip that you wanted, but as someone who again has been unemployed for 15 years and would be grateful to have that kind of job, I would be grateful to the point where I would just be happy to have whatever somebody gave me, and understand that sometimes when it comes to people, especially poor mothers like this, they ain't really got that much money, and if they're spending money on some pizza, it's just basically to, again, give their kids something nice, and give their kids something nice, possibly have something left over for tomorrow. People really ain't got money like that, and appreciate that, oh, this person was nice enough to give me anything at all, because sometimes when you go out here, people will go get a delivery and they'll give you no tip at all. And you just have to go out here and suck it up and move on. That's basically what people have to do. That's what people have to do in this world as related to service jobs. And again, when you're in a service job, you have to learn how to navigate through your emotions, so that you can go out here and keep working the next day. Keep your freedom so you can keep working the next day. Keep your freedom so you can keep having paper coming into your house the next day. And you don't let your feelings get the better of you like Brianna Avello allegedly did, because as Brianna Avello allegedly went out here and let her feelings get the better of her, she went out here and went from being a woman working for a minimum wage and making a little bit of tip money on the side to winding up with a series of felonies. Home invasion basically is a life in prison felony with a firearm. That's a felony that she's going to jail for the rest of her life on if she does get convicted. Attempted murder is a good 20 years. Kidnapping is life in prison, and aggravated assault. Again, this woman basically went from working for minimum wage to winding up on a road to a life sentence, where she will basically be in this prison working for anywhere from 10 cents to $1 an hour. And that's what happens when you, again, don't know how to navigate through your feelings, don't know how to work through your feelings, and don't know how to think critically. When you don't know how to navigate through your feelings and say, okay, I got a $2 tip, Okay, cool. That's $2. I'm grateful for the $2. Put it in my pocket. Keep it moving. Keep it pushing. And still have my freedom to go out here and make this money. Have my freedom to make this money. And because the whole thing is, like my father used to say when he was alive, a little something is better than nothing, and a whole lot of freedom is better than no freedom at all. That's what flies over the heads of many women like this. It flies over the heads of women like this who really, again, don't understand the concept of critical thinking, thinking in the long term, thinking about the consequences of your actions, because the whole thing is, if you act on your impulses, it can lead to long-term ramifications that can do damage to your life. Do damage to your life where you go from a woman working a job to working in a penitentiary, and going from being a free woman to winding up becoming a woman in crisis. Now, if you want to learn what motivates women like this to participate in criminal behavior and what puts them on a pattern to participating in criminal behavior, you can pick up my book, The Woman Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find The Woman Crisis at other online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you'd like to see me make more videos about women in crisis, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, Isis, All That Glitters. The goddess next door takes on a bikini-clad bank robber in this action-packed, all-new Isis series adventure. Get Isis, All That Glitters in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Now available in paperback. From the author of the critically acclaimed book, The Man Crisis, comes The Woman Crisis. Learn why so many women have become lost in their quest to have it all in The Woman Crisis. Get your copy of The Woman Crisis in paperback at Amazon.com and online booksellers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.